So a lot of the actions we've been seeing from Trump are basically like comic book villain type stuff. And there's a little bit of pushback that's happening that I want to walk you through. But let's start with this here. So this is in Politico. DOJ fires dozens of prosecutors who handled January 6th cases. It's the latest extraordinary purge of officials Donald Trump has deemed adversarial to his interests. The Justice Department abruptly fired dozens of prosecutors who worked on criminal cases stemming from the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol, according to correspondence reviewed by Politico and an interview with one of the people who were terminated. Interim U.S. Attorney Ed Martin emailed the employees just before 5 p.m. Friday, appending a memo from Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove, revealing an effort to root out employees the Trump administration considers improperly hired by the outgoing Biden administration. Its latest extraordinary purge of officials Donald Trump has deemed adversarial to his interests. In recent days, the administration initiated a major reshuffling at the FBI, and last week, Trump fired numerous inspectors general across federal government. Yeah, so as you all know, these are the people who look for waste, fraud, and abuse. And he fired them like this. Why? Because he's not against waste, fraud, and abuse. He wants him and his buddies to be able to loot the treasury as Elon is currently doing. I should also point out, the FBI and the CIA both got that message that all the other federal government employees got, where they said, hey, we'll offer to buy you out. We'll pay you a certain amount of money, but you got to resign after a certain amount of time. And so the FBI and the CIA got that, right? And then also there was mass firings that we're talking about here. Okay. They say one of the fired prosecutors who handled some of the 1,600 criminal cases stemming from the January 6th riot said about 25 to 30 colleagues were fired. Some prosecutors were also moved to different offices, according to the fired individual, who is a former U.S. attorney and spoke to Politico on the condition of anonymity because he fears further reprisals. During the massive 4-year criminal investigation of the January 6th attack, the Justice Department tapped hundreds of prosecutors from across the country to pursue the case. Trump shut down the Capitol riot probe on his first day in office when he granted mass pardons to January 6 rioters and ordered the department to drop the charges pending January 6 cases. So let me break this down further for everybody. 55% of the people who were brought to justice over January 6th were nonviolent, which means 45% were violent. Okay. There were, I believe it was 140 or 160 instances of officers being injured because they were assaulted. These people that Trump pardoned, it was all of them. It was not, oh, we're only going to, save the nonviolent one. Nope. He did all of them. So he released cop assaulters, and we learned later on some of these people are convicted sex offenders and fredophiles. This is what we learned. Pardoning assaulters and fredophiles. That's what Trump did. That's what Trump did. While at the same time, mass firing anybody who worked on the cases. I know it's a point we've heard many times, but it bears repeating. I don't want to hear another fucking word ever again about law and order from this guy. This is an assault on law and order. Just like illegally stealing Gaza and saying we're going to own it and take it over. That's also an assault on law and order. But as I said, there's a little bit of pushback happening right now. Ready? Here we go. New. FBI officials have filed a class action lawsuit aiming to block the identification of agents who worked on the January 6th and Mar-a-Lago cases. They're trying to mass fire anybody who was involved with this in the FBI too. But this is the FBI fighting back, saying, no, we are going to protect the identities of the people who worked on those cases. Because just so you know, these agents are randomly assigned. It's not like the ones who worked on the cases vis-a-vis Trump were all like anti-Trump, and so they volunteered to be on the case. No, they're picked at random. These are random people. But even if it was the case that some FBI agents were anti-Trump and they were interested in further evaluating his criminality and investigating it, that would also be fine. But he's trying to fire them too. And they're like, fuck you. No, we're not doing this. So what you're seeing now is the FBI sort of banding together. The DOJ, they couldn't protect their identity, so a bunch of them were fired. Right? But he really is taking a fucking wrecking ball to the entire government. This is anti-government fundamentalism, Javier Milei style slash and burn type shit. That has consequences, dog. That has consequences. Chuck Schumer very famously said in the first term, you don't mess with the intelligence guys because they got 1,000 ways to get back at you. He's very clearly messing with the intelligence guys here. That's not up in the air. right? And they appeared. The fact that they filed a class action lawsuit tells me they're like, nah, fuck you, bro. There's a fight. We're not laying down over this. So this is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. Look, bottom line, Trump got away with 91 crimes. So he feels completely and utterly invincible. He feels like I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. There are zero consequences for me because there literally have been zero consequences for me. So it's him and Elon going fucking buck wild, illegally hacking the treasury, signing insane executive orders, announcing illegal takeover of different countries, going back to 1800 style imperialism, threatening Panama, trying to steal Greenland, saying Canada should be the 51st state, threatening tariffs, every negative thing you can imagine, right? And they're going at 1,000 miles an hour. And it is fucking overwhelming because it's hard for people to find one thing to focus on and talk about. But understand something. He is creating a fucking shitload of enemies. And now some of them are fighting back. The unions sued Elon. Other government workers sued Elon for the illegal hacking of the treasury and being willy-nilly with that data and putting it on a private server. So things are moving, man. Things are moving, but there's more pushback than it looked like there was going to be in that first week. So what's going to come of this? I have no idea. But these guys act like a little fucking clique. They act like a fraternity, for better or worse. And they're looking at this and they're going, nah, dog. Nope. You're not coming after us. You're not coming after us. And so, when people get these high positions, they have to swear an oath to the Constitution. Are you actually going to fucking abide by that oath? Or are you going to cuck yourselves to Trump, the authoritarian wannabe dictator fascist? Right now, the answer's the good one. But will it stay like that? I don't know. Will he end up winning? Well, he's won on everything else, right? But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.